Cruising sounds like a dream, until surprise charges, hidden rules, and strange policies turn it into a headache. Let's talk about what cruise lines won't tell you, but should. I just spent thousands of dollars on what I thought was an all-inclusive vacation, but what I discovered was a maze of hidden costs and secrets they don't want you to know. Seriously, from the moment you step on board, you're in their world, playing by their rules, and some of them are designed to squeeze every last penny out of you. You see the ads with smiling families, endless buffets, and crystal clear water, but that's only half the story. So I decided to go undercover on one of the world's biggest cruise ships to expose everything. I talked to crew members, dug through the fine print, and even put some of their policies to the ultimate test. What I found was shocking. We're talking about thousands of dollars in hidden fees, secret crew-only areas that would blow your mind, and what really happens if you get left behind in a foreign country. This isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's about understanding the massive operation you're a part of when you sail. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. Let's talk about the money. The upselling begins the moment you step on board. Wi-Fi is a luxury. Cruise lines automatically add daily gratuities. Drink packages seem great, but you usually have to buy them for every day of the cruise. Specialty dining costs extra. Don't forget taxes and port fees. Our all-inclusive vacation cost nearly 40% more than the sticker price due to hidden charges. Okay, so you see the crew, right? They're always smiling, always helpful, but what you see is just the tip of the iceberg. The crew lives in a completely separate world, a secret city hidden below the passenger decks. We're talking about their own bars, their own mess halls, their own gyms, and even their own convenience stores. I managed to talk to a few crew members during their off hours, and they told me the reality of their lives is intense. They work insane hours, often 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, for months on end with no days off. While you're lounging by the pool, they're working non-stop to keep the massive operation running. The smiles are part of the job, but behind them is pure exhaustion. What about those tips? The automatic gratuities we talked about earlier? Well, how they're split is a closely guarded secret. The money goes into a large pool and is distributed by the company based on a complex formula. There's also a strict hierarchy on board. Officers have much better living conditions, private dining areas, and more privileges than the general crew. It's a reflection of the world, but amplified in the confined space of a ship. This is going to freak some of you out. Cruise ships are covered in security cameras. They're everywhere, except your private cabin. There's a security team watching these feeds 24/7. Your cruise card is a tracking device. Every time you swipe it, you're creating a digital footprint. The cruise line is collecting data on your habits. So next time you're on a cruise and you think no one is watching, think again. Big Brother is watching you. Not all cruise passengers are created equal. There is a huge difference in how you're treated based on your cabin. Suite guests have access to exclusive areas, like private lounges and restaurants with significantly better food. The perks are insane, including priority embarkation and reserved seating. You're all on the same ship, but living in different worlds. For $10,000, you can buy your way into a world of hidden luxury. Beyond the official rules, there's a whole set of unwritten social codes on a cruise ship. The biggest one is pool chair politics. People drop a towel on a prime chair in the morning and disappear for hours. This is a huge cruising sin. It turns into a passive-aggressive war. People get genuinely angry. We saw notes left on chairs and quiet arguments breaking out. Another unwritten rule revolves around the buffet. Don't cut in line, use the provided tongs for everything, and get a clean plate every time you go back. The staff cringes when they see people reusing dirty plates. Following these simple rules keeps the peace and keeps everyone healthy. There's also a dynamic between different types of cruisers. You have the party crowd and the quiet cruisers who want to relax. The unspoken rule is self-awareness. Keep your voice down in hallways and be respectful. Finally, how you treat the crew. Be kind, patient, and respectful. Learn your cabin steward's name. A little kindness goes a long way for someone working 12-hour days far from home. Every cruise starts with the mandatory safety drill. You grab your life jacket, go to your assigned station, and listen to safety instructions. Most people see it as an annoying interruption, but have you ever wondered what happens in a real emergency? Is it really that organized? Are there enough lifeboats for everyone? Yes, legally there have to be enough spaces for every person, plus extra. Modern ships must have 125% capacity between lifeboats and life rafts. The logistics of getting 5,000 panicked people into them is the real challenge. What really happens is far more complex than the drill suggests. The crew undergoes extensive training for all scenarios: fire, flooding, medical emergencies, abandoning ship. While you're heading to your muster station, the crew is forming firefighting teams and preparing lifeboats. There are specific coded announcements that sound like nonsense to you, but are urgent commands for crew. Code Alpha means fire. Code Oscar means man overboard. The most common risks are fire and medical emergencies. Ships can stabilize you, but aren't equipped for major surgery. Serious issues require expensive helicopter evacuation to land hospitals. Cruise ship food. It's famous for its sheer quantity, especially the legendary buffet. You can eat 24/7 if you want to. But what about the quality? And what happens to all that leftover food? I set out to uncover the secrets of the cruise ship kitchen. Let's start with the biggest myth, that they repurpose leftovers from one day to the next. I spoke with a galley worker who confirmed this is mostly not true. Food safety regulations are incredibly strict. However, they are masters of inventory management. Unused raw ingredients are absolutely repurposed. It's about minimizing waste, not serving old food. The quality varies dramatically. The complimentary food is designed for mass production, good enough but not amazing, so you're tempted by the specialty restaurants where the real culinary magic happens. One of the biggest tricks is the buffet layout. They put the cheapest, most filling items like bread and pasta at the beginning. By the time you reach the expensive carved meats, your plate is half full. The scale is mind-boggling. The galley is a massive, multi-deck operation, running 24/7 with their own bakery and butcher shop. A single cruise's shopping list included 20,000 pounds of chicken, 7,000 pounds of fish, and 60,000 eggs. When your ship docks, you have choices: explore independently, book with local vendors, or book through the cruise line. The cruise lines push their excursions really hard. They have a whole desk dedicated to it, put flyers in your room, and talk about them on the ship's TV. They sell them on safety, convenience, and guaranteeing the ship won't leave without you. But are they a good deal? We did a test. The cruise line was selling a beach and snorkeling trip for $99. We found the same local company offering the exact same trip for $50. You're paying a massive premium for convenience. They also use fear to sell excursions. The biggest selling point is the guarantee that the ship will wait if your official tour is late. This fear of pier running convinces thousands to pay double. What about quality? Sometimes cruise tours are packed onto huge buses with 50 people on tight schedules. By booking independently, you can get a more personalized, authentic experience away from giant cruise crowds. Here's another secret: last-minute cancellations. If not enough people sign up, they'll cancel with little notice, leaving you scrambling. You're paying for peace of mind, but it comes at a very high price. It's the ultimate cruise nightmare. You're having fun in port, lose track of time, and run back to see your cruise ship sailing away into the sunset without you. It's called pier running, and it happens more often than you think. There are entire YouTube compilations of it. We wanted to know what really happens next, so we did it. We intentionally missed the ship. The first feeling is pure panic. The first thing you need to do is find the port agent. Every cruise line has one in every port. Their contact info is in the daily newsletter most people throw away. Here's the kicker: it's entirely on your dime. The cruise line has zero obligation to pay for flights, hotels, or taxis. You're responsible for all expenses to get to the next port. What about your stuff? Never leave passport, wallet, and phone in your cabin. The crew will pack your belongings and leave them at the next port for collection. The lesson is simple: don't miss the ship. Pay attention to ship time, set multiple alarms, and plan to be back an hour before departure. Trust me, you don't want to become the next pier runner video star. I went online, spending hours on Reddit and TikTok, looking for the wildest cruise stories from real passengers. I found a treasure trove of cautionary tales, stories the cruise brochures definitely leave out. One Reddit story detailed a massive plumbing failure, leaving passengers confined to cabins. Another story involved a passenger having a heart attack, facing massive medical bills. Then there are quarantine stories. One passenger was locked in a tiny cabin for 5 days with norovirus. Finally, a bizarre TikTok story showed a ship invaded by thousands of red crabs. It shows you have to be prepared for anything. So, after all that, is going on a cruise a terrible idea? Honestly, no. Cruising can still be an incredible way to see the world, but you have to go into it with your eyes wide open. The key is to be an informed passenger, not just a customer. Now you know to budget for extras, treat crew with kindness, and be aware of unwritten social rules. Knowledge is power, and now you have the power to navigate the system and avoid the traps. Which one shocked you the most? Drop your own cruise horror or hack in the comments. And if you're cruising soon, subscribe for more insider cruise secrets. Thanks for watching.